This is a routine phacoemulsification done in a mature cataract with a nuclear sclerosis of grade 3 to 3 plus. So after doing my initial incisions, I go ahead and fashion my capsular excess with a bent 26 gauge needle under HPMC. And the cataract is, it looks like an easy cataract. There is no problem creating the rhexis as well. And that's a good rhexis. It's around a 5.5 mm rhexis, just the rhexis that you need. Once done, I go ahead, decompress the chamber a little bit and then hydrodissect just under the rhexis margin. I always decompress once I hydrodissect and then send in the other way, and again decompress and check for nuclear rotation, and that's good. That's a good separation. And I put HPMC, take a sharp chopper in my left hand. It's a sharp stout chopper, you can see, and I am going to do my direct chops. This is the classical woodcutter's technique. I impale my phaco tip into this from the mid periphery into the center, then go into the mid periphery on the opposite side with my chopper, impale there, move in with my phaco tip with phaco on part towards the chopper, and as it reaches, I laterally separate. The important thing is your chopper tip has to reach the bottom of your phaco tip or even lower within the nuclear substance. The parameters that I am using here are 400 millimeters vacuum, 40 ml flow rate, and this cataract is not too hard, so I am just about 50 to 60% power, nothing great, it's only 50% power. And when you are chopping, please look at the posterior part. That is, you have to get a clear view of the posterior capsule when you are laterally separating pieces. If you do that, that means your chop is adequate. And there. So I usually make about 4 to 5 pieces or more. So I go into the nuclear substance, impale with my chopper, and then again engage phaco, go and laterally separate. And you can see that. And if needed, I go at a deeper level and separate. Now once it has been separated, once the fragments have been made, I am making one more fragment. This is more like a quick chop, and there you can see the red reflex. And once done, you can start eating up the fragments. My parameters remain the same. I am still in continuous mode. However, I would advise all beginning surgeons, once you come to the fragment removal, change to pulse mode. You can keep your parameters the same, that is 400 millimeters of vacuum and 40 ml flow rate, but you can change to pulse mode, go to a very high pulse rate to avoid chatter. Here I am using continuous mode, so the question of chatter hardly arises. The chamber is extremely steady. However, please try to make sure that your phaco tip is either sideways or facing posteriorly. And now the problem that I am encountering, look at the epinuclear sheet that I have formed. This can be extremely difficult to take out, especially now that the pupil has sort of shut down. You cannot see the periphery, you cannot get a hold on the peripheral part of the bowl, and the more you try, the bigger the hole you see. So I have gone in from my main incision, decompressed a bit, moved the plate, and look, I have turned posteriorly and made a hole in the center of that plate. Do not do this as a beginning surgeon, please. Now I go back through my side port, go through that hole, and just pick up the entire epinuclear plate and bring it up. So I wouldn't advise beginning surgeons to do this maneuver, because it's very likely that you will punch right through the PC. However, I have done this because otherwise it's pretty frustrating to take out this epinuclear plate, as any surgeon will tell you. And once the epinuclear plate has been taken out, it's very easy to aspirate it. And there remains some cortical fibers left, and that you have to remove. There will be quite a bit of it. You'll be surprised how much there can be. Don't be very aggressive when you pull. Sometimes you really will be pulling the bag, thinking that you're pulling cortex. So be very careful, confirm it's cortex, and then only pull. You see, these are all cortical fibers. I almost thought that was the bag coming out, but it wasn't. And once I've taken out all the cortex under HPMC, I'm injecting my single piece foldable IOL. I'm injecting it directly into the bag. And the final stages of the surgery are just hydrating the wounds and putting an intracameral antibiotic. Thank you for watching.